Here's the truth no one likes to hear. Most of us are stuck in lives that don't make us happy because, somewhere along the way, we got comfortable with good enough. We settle for jobs that drain us, relationships that don't fulfill us, routines that leave us empty. Why? Because it's easier to stay where we are than to face the discomfort of change. But here's a question you need to ask yourself. Are you really okay with spending the rest of your life just existing, just getting by, just surviving? Or do you want something more? The uncomfortable reality is that you can't have a life that's worth living if you keep settling for less than what you deserve. Settling is a slow death of potential. Every time you say it's fine, it's okay, or I can live with this, you're choosing comfort over growth. And don't get it twisted, comfort can be dangerous. It wraps itself around you like a warm blanket, making it so much harder to break free. But that comfort is a trap. It's a cage disguised as contentment, and if you're not careful, it'll keep you locked in place until it's too late to make a change. Look at the people you admire, the ones who are living the kind of life you dream of. They didn't get there by settling. They didn't look at their situation and say, this is good enough. They saw their potential, their worth, and they went after it with everything they had. They were willing to make sacrifices, to step out of their comfort zones, to demand more from life, and from themselves. And that's what separates them from everyone else. They didn't let fear or comfort or other people's expectations keep them from reaching for more. If you want a life that excites you, that fills you with purpose, you've got to stop settling. You have to be willing to walk away from things that don't serve you, even if they're comfortable. That job that drains the life out of you? It's time to find something that challenges and inspires you. That relationship that feels stagnant, where you're not growing. It's time to either work on it or let it go. That routine that's keeping you safe but not allowing you to grow? It's time to shake things up. You're not here to just go through the motions. You're here to live, to experience, to make an impact. And none of that happens if you're constantly choosing good enough. Yes, demanding more from life is hard. It's scary. It requires courage, sacrifice, and resilience. It means facing the unknown, risking failure, and being willing to start over if you have to. But here's the thing. The alternative is a life that never changes, a life that never fulfills you, a life of what-ifs and regrets. Is that really what you want? When you look back on your life, do you want to see a series of safe choices and compromises? Or do you want to see a life that you're proud of? A life that you fought for? Stop telling yourself that you're asking for too much, that you're being unreasonable, or that you should just be grateful for what you have. Gratitude doesn't mean you have to settle. You can be grateful and still want more. You can appreciate where you are and still strive to get to the next level. Settling is not a requirement of gratitude. Settling is giving up. It's telling yourself that you're not worth the effort, the fight, or the discomfort of growth. But you are. You deserve a life that lights you up, that challenges you, that brings out the best in you. If you want more, you've got to make the choice to stop settling. You've got to start holding yourself to a higher standard. Demand more from your career, your relationships, your health, your happiness. And that starts by saying no to anything that doesn't align with the life you truly want. Stop accepting mediocrity. Stop choosing comfort over growth. Stop telling yourself that it's fine when deep down you know it's not. Life is too short and too precious to spend it living on autopilot. This is your one shot. Don't waste it by settling for a life that doesn't excite you. It's time to break free from the trap of good enough. It's time to start aiming for great. It's time to stop settling, to stop waiting for the right moment, and to start making bold moves. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it will require courage. But on the other side of that discomfort is a life that's worth living, a life that's truly yours. So make the choice. Demand more. Chase the life you want, not the one that's easiest to get. Because in the end, the only person who can decide whether you live a life of meaning or mediocrity is you. So here's the challenge. Stop settling. Right now. Don't wait for permission, don't wait for a sign, and don't wait for the stars to align. Decide that you deserve more and go after it with everything you've got. Because a life that's worth living doesn't come from sitting on the sidelines. It comes from diving in, taking risks, and refusing to accept anything less than the best. It's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop settling for good enough. It's time to demand more. Because you're worth it.